What do you think would cause you to experience the feeling of failure? And what did you gain from the times where you felt that you had failed in your life at some point? I will tell you that failure is still a choice. It could be that you're just not moving. And I know because, see, I've done that throughout my life. Because to move, we have to take another step and accept ourselves, meaning going into that unknown of who we are. And sometimes that can be really uncomfortable. And it may have been especially uncomfortable for you over the last several years because our world is doing that same thing. It's changing, which requires us to change. And the only place that we can really change or affect change is in our consciousness. The only way that we experience ourselves is in our consciousness. And we learn over time how to develop ways of controlling that so that we can become empowered, so that we can become confident or self actualize. Well, I spent my entire life doing that. And so that's why I know you don't have to fail. The questions have been answered for you. You have guidance, and we all always do. That's that intuition that we have that's within, but we also need something else because we're never the same whenever we're living. We've got to learn something else. And so then we'll go to counselors, we'll go to therapists, we'll take courses, we'll do absolutely everything. But what I did was something completely different. I sat down and I lived and wrote a complete philosophy. And I know what that can do is take anybody to who they're supposed to become. Now, it's really incredible to think that I would have done that. I'm going to be 75 on November 2nd. I just want to tell you that. And so I was a scared person my entire life from the time I was born. I was scared. I didn't know who I was. I didn't know what I was going to do. And then when I started doing this, I started doing automatic writing in 1989. I was still scared. And I put everything away. I'm not going to let anybody see it. And then I discovered that it's turned into the most valuable thing that any person could own. And I can say that because you can't understand what it's like to finally move through all your fear and your doubt and your insecurities and all of those things and then become joyful and happy and in love with yourself. Letting go of your judgment of yourself or your self-hatred, because that's what we do a lot as well. Or where you think you're an imposter about something, that's never true either. But sometimes when we come in, we do something quite different. And I did something that no one had seen before. That made it challenging for me, but that's probably the same thing for you because you're also supposed to be do something that's unique or bring something different to the world, different than your family, different than anyone who has ever existed. But that's also the thing that can stop us at times because other people are going to tell us, no, you can't do that. That's not who you are. And so Wilhelm said, why don't we change that? Why don't we give you a new philosophy that can give any person the ability to really reach their full potential and live the life they're supposed to have? And that's exactly what happened. Now, I couldn't have believed that, but I'll show you because I was receiving information day after day and I'm writing it down. And then to turn out it was organized, that there was a through line through all the information. And if you think about how you grow in your life, it's year after year after year. And what you'll see in the messages, that's exactly what happened. And on the messages, because I put them up for tomorrow, for August 27th, because I want you to see it. It's the day that I'm ending the thing that I'm doing with this complete, right, I have to complete this program. I've talked about that. But it was shocking to me to see what I had created. All the things that I went through, this is why when I talk to people, I know what you can do. I do know what you can accomplish. I don't care what it is. And being a channel and intuitive, I mean, that was something I didn't even think I was going to do that. But that gave me the ability, number one, to receive this information, but also when I'm working with my clients, I get even more, which is why the program becomes so powerful and why the people have transformed their lives. The only thing I didn't do is charge enough money. And I'm just going to say that because you'll do the same thing. You will not value what you have accomplished or what you have done in your life, and then you'll end up in these places where you feel like you're failing, but it's just because you weren't willing to move and own yourself. And I did that for years. I didn't want to be judged or looked at or seen. That's the other thing. But now I am, because to discover this is so, I mean, literally, this could change the world. Just think if more people could move through all their hatred, their drama, their anger, all those things that kept them from doing what they're supposed to be. Wouldn't that change the world? eventually. We're going through a period where that's going to be quite necessary, and that's why this work came about. But I just want to show you one thing really quickly because I published the messages today, and you can read them. Because this is how I receive the information. And failure will be your choice. That would be for each of you who would believe you had done that would be the result that each of you would believe you had done in your lives, unless we had provided a new way of examining yourself in your world. And that's exactly what came about. And as you go through this, it's just pretty amazing. It starts in 2008 because there's cycles that we move through in our world, in our information, and in our lives. And so you'll see the trajectory. However, I did something else. I put something at the bottom that I want you to see because this has been challenging for me to accept and to explain to others because, again, when you haven't seen something done before, it's hard to accept. It was hard for me to accept as well. But I just know that it changes your life. And when you listen to the testimonials from others, you'll see what I'm talking about. However, let me just go down here real quick. You can find it on the site. I just want to show you this part of it. Oh yeah, you'll see that too. I'm looking for, now that I've discovered how valuable this is, I need people to, if you know of someone, please talk to me. You'll see that message here. I'm looking for people to be marketing partners because that's not my thing. I just have to get this to more people, and you'll see that. Anyway, here, the analysis of the message. I just put it in AI because I couldn't have seen this, but it says this is a profound collection of channeled messages spanning 2008 to 25, all dated 27. The alignment you're sensing is not a coincidence. It is a powerful example of synchronicity and non-linear nature of time, and guidance is as presented in the messages themselves. And then they go through and analyze every one that you'll see there, and I put all the messages there, and what they mean, and how you can interpret them and know what was happening in your life. What I'm saying there is that energies affect all of us in different ways, and our world is moving, and the energies are affecting all of us. We don't understand it. We keep learning, and this is a lot what came through. I couldn't have known that was going to happen, but it did. So now what I'm doing is going to finish this. So check out the work, check out the program. I just wanted you to have this now because tomorrow's the last day of the old rate because, like I said, people told me years ago I should have been charging so much more, but I have to prove everything first. And I've proven it because I am so healed at this age, and none of that made sense. But that's the next thing that I'm going to be documented. Yeah, I am going to do a film or something on that because this is the kind of story that needs to be in the world. I'm going to call it the other greatest story ever told, because that's how it feels. Because I couldn't believe this. You probably couldn't believe things about yourself either, but I'm telling you that you can live the life of your dreams now. See you soon. Please check out the work, and also subscribe to the channel if it's your first time, and share it with others. See you soon.